Today, my guests on the Out of Character interview are a well-known staple of the steampunk music community, known for their catchy tunes and infectious vocal harmonies, as well as a theatrical stage show that features robotic pantomime and makeup, comedic sketches, and multimedia. They've been doing this for over 10 years now, and their songs can be heard in games like Battleborn and SteamWorld Heist, as well as at steampunk events around the world. Please welcome to Streaming the Steam, Steam Powered Giraffe. Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Howdy.
how's it going?
So if you'd like to, introduce yourselves and let everybody know, what is Steam Powered Giraffe for those who are unfamiliar?
Well, we're
start.
I was going to, and then you just interrupted me. Well, Steam Powered Giraffe is, I don't know, kind of a weird band. We're robots. We pretend to be robots, I guess. We might actually be robots, but yeah. We sing music in 3-part harmony, and we pop and lock. And we do a lot of funny bits on stage, and our music is it's sort of eclectic. It kind of spans, it's genre spanning, I would say. We just can't settle on a sound.
Mm-hmm. I can completely relate to that. I think The Cog is Dead has a lot in common in that aspect. We love so many different styles of music, and so we can't be defined by one specific one, which is one reason why from the very beginning when I discovered Steam Powered Giraffe, I immediately gravitated toward your music because it was so fun and had so much variety to it.
Ditto with yours as well, especially when we got to share the stage.
That was fun.
It was like, this is a pairing made in heaven, as far as we were concerned.
Cool, thank you. And it was that was, I guess, the spawning of the collaboration that we got to do because it was backstage at Tucson Wild Wild West Con where we were talking, and I had actually kind of secretly been wanting to approach you all about doing some kind of collaboration, but I'm like, well, I'm always embarrassed to try and approach somebody else. I feel like they're too busy. So David, when you backstage were just like, hey, if you ever want to collaborate one day, I was like, yes, please, let's do that. And it was really fun getting to do that. The Incredible Jelly Donut Juicer with you all.
Yeah,
sure. I understand really that fun. You were very approachable. Most people, I'm just like, I don't want to talk to them. but you seem like, I don't know, it just seemed like someone I could talk to compared, other people are too intimidating.
Oh.
Not that you're not intimidating, but you know what I mean. It just felt like kindred spirits a little bit.
I don't feel intimidating, so I'm a very socially awkward nerd. I get on stage and let the character out, and then
well, there you go. We're all nerds at heart. I mean, you can't tell right now, but David wears glasses sometimes.
Oh, what a nerd!
And Brian, it's a pleasure to finally get to meet you. We still haven't met in person yet. You are the newest member of the group.
Yeah, I'm stoked to be here. Thanks for having me. It's awkward to meet like this, but I'm very, very excited. I hear nothing but good things about you. So
thank you. Likewise.
I'm looking forward to the day our paths cross.
Heck yeah.
In person.
Well, I'm loving the new songs that I've heard. Brian, especially, I absolutely love the recording of Lion Awake. I love the sound, and Bunny, the new song "Eat Your Heart" is absolutely beautiful.
Now give me a compliment. I'm just kidding.
Well,
shout it out.
When you release a song,
John, I like that cover you sent me recently.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I know I said that in the email, but
so you all have been busy working on more music, but obviously, even though you're still able to produce music, the quarantine has obviously affected things for anybody that makes music, especially those that perform. But even in your case, just trying to produce music and get together, since there's the whole social distancing we've got to do. So how has the quarantine affected your regular routine as musicians?
Well, for Steam Powered Giraffe in particular, for sure, all of our shows just out the window this year. Luckily, we were kind of doing finishing up our album this year, anyways. But we can't actually get together anymore. We did for a live stream right when the quarantine was starting, but then after that we did the math and we were like, yeah, we can't get together because of our roommate situation and stuff. It would just, there's too many. We have no idea who's coming into contact with who. Right. So now we do everything remotely, which is a challenge. But as you can see in Brian's video there, he's got a microphone and nice little condenser microphone there, and same with Bunny. So
I'll bring it to the light so it's out of the blur.
we're able to work remotely for sure. It is a little more hectic. As far as Bunny and Brian go, I'll let them say how it's affected them.
I mean, look a little stir crazy, a little worried for my loved ones and stuff who have to go work on the front lines. But
Right.
other than that, like, it hasn't been too complicated to switch over to sort of a digital mindset. I stream all the time in my free time when I'm not doing Steam Powered Giraffe stuff. So adapting to that has been, just seems like the right path to go down with the pandemic.
Yeah. I feel like for a lot of us that work out of home anyway, not too much has changed in our regular routine.
Just a little less sunlight.
True. It's also, I think all of us can kind of agree on this. Is the lack of performing is definitely a super bummer.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's just because
none of us signed up to make albums from.
No, I mean we like an audience.
Like, and we like a nice blend, 50-50. I mean, it's usually
I feel like I've made so many decisions of my life to be like, all right, well, I enjoy the personal live performance over the recorded performance, and now it's just like, well, you don't really have a choice. So making that change is difficult, but like, it's just like anything else. Like you gotta adapt, and you gotta find the lights where you can. So
we can't even perform on the internet together now because
that's
a delay or something.
Yeah.
Technology's not quite there yet.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. I've just kind of jumped on here and there and done stuff like I've done with this show where I'll play acoustic songs, and sometimes I'll just spontaneously go live and just play music just because of that desire to still have a chance to play for an audience in some way.
Totally.
Sure.
Well, Bunny has her Twitch streams with riffing on movies, and I also do just playing songs and stuff. But it's not, none of it's the band, like finding stuff to do with Steam Powered Giraffe. We can do like a Q&A or a podcast, but we can't sync up our harmonies.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be too hard.
So your new album is going to be called 1896.
The album has been really fun to work on.
For this album, we wanted to do something that we've kind of see some other artists do, where we release singles from the album, like double singles every few months in lead up to the album. So we just decided to do that with pretty much every song. There's a few that we're saving just specifically for the album, as well as doing acoustic versions of every single song. So that covers like people who only like our folk stuff or whatever, and it also incentivizes. Is that a word? Incentivizes? It's incentive. There we go. If I say it differently, I don't have to think of the word. It's incentive for people to pick up the album even though they can stream it on Spotify, which is a little scary because, we're basically saying don't buy our music, just listen to it on streaming services. But no, the reception has been great. We've been doing music videos for every single single that we release, which is a challenge. It's also more of a challenge now that we can't do that because of the quarantine. So we went back to just audio videos, but we have at least 4 music videos, and we'll do the rest, I guess, after the album releases because we're probably not seeing each other in person for another year. So.
Oh, come on.
2 years, maybe.
I don't know. Who knows?
It's over.
Let's start slow.
We've been keeping busy. Just our mentality for this album has been, I don't know, more positive. We just it's all like a collaboration. We would always sit down and like work on it acoustically and just really like just grind, having an understanding. So like everyone has input, everyone is kind of aware of where the song stands, and I think that just adds something special rather than if just one of us was working on it.
We've tried very different kind of setups over the years with different members and stuff, and we feel like we learn something new, or at least get set on a different direction every time we do an album together. So we kind of see, okay, that doesn't really work if everyone's kind of making their own songs, and then we try to bring them together and blend and try to mix them that way. So it's easy when you're working by yourself and you're just making something, but trying to rope in everyone else, even though we do write our own songs and stuff. There's definitely a learning curve, and it's taken us, January, it's been 12 years since we've done this.
Yeah.
So
wow.
It's definitely a challenge, but I think we've done well. It's not something that you can. There's not a book that tells you how to do all this. You have to just kind of do it yourself.
There certainly isn't a book of how to be a robot band.
No, that's a whole other thing. But
not yet.
Well, very cool. And something else, wanted to just ask: what's the best way people can help support you right now?
Well, we definitely have merchandise at our store, steampoweredgiraffe.com. Pretty easy one to remember. Links to that. But we do have a Patreon, which has grown pretty well since we started it in October, I think, or September of 2018. So we've got some nice offerings there. we definitely have lost some patrons from the pandemic, but we've gained a lot more at lower tiers and stuff. So we're like super grateful for everyone who's been supporting us, just because they want us to survive through all of this, which is
those
warms our heart.
Those kinds of fans, it's great to that there's a platform that you can feed their insatiable need for content, and they're aware that we're constantly working, and that's really fun to have that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, it has been such a pleasure having you on today and talking about how things are going. I'm glad you're all doing well and staying safe and still able to keep producing the album. I'm really looking forward to hearing the finished thing because I'm loving it so far. So, Steam Powered Giraffe, thank you so much for joining me today on the Out of Character interview.
Thanks a lot, John.
Thank you, John.